Hey everyone, welcome to Quickscope Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Kiros, and we have a very special guest today. We have John Mathis, also known as Matalo. You can catch him with Matalo Music. We'll have all his socials in the description. He's a good friend, very good friend of mine. I've known him for years. You may also know him from some of our other Higher Passion podcasts. He was originally on Rap Beats and Melodies, on Sports Dogs. So some of you guys might be familiar with him already. But yeah, I'll let him introduce himself a little too. John, welcome to the channel.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, we've known each other for. I love that you started a podcast, especially on gaming, because that's what we would always do when we were growing up.
Every Friday in high
All the
school, man. I remember,
guitar, Smash
yep, Smash.
Brothers. Yeah, yeah. It's great to be on here. I make music too, but I try and play games whenever I can. So yeah, I mean, some of my favorites. I don't know if we want to get into it yet,
Go
but
for it.
some of my favorites are I usually play mostly, so like NBA 2K and FIFA. Also mess around with Rocket League. I'm not as good at Rocket League, but that one's just kind of like just fun, free for all kind of thing that you could just turn on and go.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Um, and Apex. I love Apex. I'm definitely not the best at shooter games, but Apex is like as close to like I don't know. It's just the easiest for me to play and just have fun with versus like Call of Duty, which is super serious, it seems
It's
like.
super sweaty. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
dude.
super sweaty.
Apex. I mean, we've jumped on a couple Apex games together, and we've talked about it on this channel over and over. And you guys know that Surge, he continuously talks about how good it is and how good they are. Just like coming out with new seasons and new content and just keeping the game fresh. And I mean, that's really what we want to see as a gamer. Like, we don't want to see stuff go too stale. I mean, it's gonna suck if it does. So
Mhm.
definitely, Apex has like a low learning curve. I mean, but at the competitive level, it gets pretty insane, right? Actually getting to win that battle royale at the very end,
Yeah.
it's tough. But at the same time, you have a lot of fun along the way, and there's a lot more to do in the game now. So yeah, Apex is definitely a fan favorite here on the channel. You mentioned FIFA 2K, and I mean those games are really good. Have you gotten the new FIFA yet?
I recently got the Game Pass.
Okay,
So I've been playing 21. I haven't gotten 22 yet, but I mean, pretty much gonna be all the
it's
same.
really good. I mean, FIFA is a worldwide game, right? Like
Yeah.
I see all the time on Twitter. I'll post like, "Hey, who's playing this or who's playing that?" We'll post from our Quickscope podcast Twitter, and a lot of people just come back and like, "Oh, we're still playing FIFA," and I mean, they just of course it coincides with soccer being such a big game worldwide, and especially with all the like World Cup qualifiers happening right now.
Hmm.
But even then, I mean, it's a really well made game. It introduced us to the whole loot box system, which is pretty crazy now to think about. And yeah, so I mean, has been on top of the game. I think as far as sports games, FIFA is still at the top for me. I don't even want to touch Madden right now. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I've tried Madden and it's just like it's just you have control and then all of a sudden it's like what was that? Why did my guy throw it to right there when I was trying to get it to this guy or something like that? It's just like I don't know, Madden, the mechanics are definitely off for me at least. And that's how 2K was getting too for me. Like it was you would try and dribble it and your guy would be like oh, this way when you're trying to go this way and it's just yeah FIFA definitely has the tightest cleanest mechanics for sure.
Yeah, I think 2K is getting there. They're starting to figure it out little by little. Did you get the Mamba edition, the one with Kobe on the cover?
Nah, I wanted
Man,
to.
I
I
feel like
wanted to.
every like fan needs to get that one, right?
Right.
It's one of the ones that you just need to have. Like I have it, and it's probably the last 2K that I bought for a while. So yeah, and you said you mentioned or you mentioned Rocket League as well. How much Rocket League? How long have you been playing Rocket League?
Man, I've been playing for probably probably 4 years now, and I mean it's not as serious as the other ones, but I'll play it. I'll get into a Rocket League mode where I play that pretty much all the time, and one of those guys that can just fly around the ring and just hit it and stay up in the air
Oh
for
yeah,
like 2 hours. But yeah, I do all right. But that one's just super fun to
yeah.
me.
One of our homies that I met him through a coworker, and we have a Discord server, and he used to actually compete in Rocket League, and it's just like next level, man. Every time we play with him, he obviously he carries, but yeah, this I don't understand how they stay in the air for like freaking
Yeah.
like half the match. They're just flying through the air, hitting the ball like perfectly, and man, that one, yeah, high skill cap to be actually good at that game. But at the same time, Rocket League is a game that like I've actually started playing with Toby. So with my son, he's a toddler, and it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna pull up Rocket League real quick, and all he sees is it's a soccer ball and it's a race car. So
Mhm.
obviously it's gonna be intriguing to him, and he'll just jump on and he'll kind of start accelerating, going towards the ball, things like that. So he's having fun with it,
That's
and
awesome.
it's awesome to see. It's a good game to be able to like share with family. So I mean I really like it. It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that with Bella sometime for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Get start them early, man. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, and that's our introduction to John. Uh, Also wanted to mention that this stream we actually have on YouTube, Twitch, and on Twitter. So we're streaming on all three right now. So make sure to leave us a like, a comment, show us where you're listening, just so we'll have better information for the future. So it's brand new, so let us know what you think. Um, I wanted to get started with some brand new news. I guess it's not brand new. It's been out for a few days now. Title of this episode, episode 30, is Red Flags. And because we got a big red flag with Twitch recently, especially with that Twitch hack. Man, that was crazy. You stream quite a bit on Twitch now, right?
Yeah, I stream a
Yeah.
little bit.
Did you change your password, new stream key, everything?
Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, they didn't post how I'm making millions of dollars like
Right.
the other guys, but
You know what? What was crazy about that whole thing was that list so far, right? That list of
Mhm.
like this is how much all the streamers are have made in the last 2 years. I think that's how far the list goes back. It's all the millions of
Mhm.
dollars. But it's like what was it, like 20 people making, it was like 18 people making over $2 million. And
Mhm.
everyone else, it just like it's like a curve. It just like shoots down, just drops off
Yeah.
dramatically. And I think it was what's his name, Harris Heller. He does a lot of YouTube content. He did a lot of streaming on Twitch. He has a couple playlists on Spotify that don't have any like copyright issues, so you can play like in the background. So he does a lot of stuff for streamers. He pointed out how if you take kind of like the median income of a house in America, like at 50 grand, only 0.02% of streamers make at least 50 grand. And I mean,
Damn.
there's a lot of people out here that don't do it just for fun. Like I've talked to people that want to start streaming and want to like make a living off of it. And I mean that's kind of scary to think about. That only like 0.02% make enough to kind of make a living, and it's insane. Like from my perspective, right? Because we're a YouTube channel, we do Twitch and everything, and luckily, like I love this. Like it's because we're called Higher Passion, right? So this is one of my passions. So I love doing this. It's really fun for me. But at the same time, you can see a lot of streamers that are really getting into it because they're throwing all the eggs in that basket, right? It's insane to
Yeah.
see. So but at the same time, some people might look at that list and be like, dude, I can make that, right? I can be there. I can be the next XQC, the next Shroud. Um, yeah, it's insane. I think it's really interesting. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of uh, contention between YouTube and Twitch right now, and whether it's a stream on YouTube, stream on Twitch. Obviously, we're streaming on both right now. But even then, it's insane to think about how this hack might affect people and be like, oh man, maybe I should go to YouTube because there's less people streaming on YouTube right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? And on the last episode, we talked about Tim the Tatman and Dr. Lupo, huge names on Twitch
Mm-hmm.
who jumped ship and went over to YouTube, kind of following their homie Courage, who went over there as well. But at the same time, you get Nick Merckx, who's obviously a big streamer, the biggest probably controller like that doesn't play on mouse and keyboard streamer. He's he just re-signed with Twitch. So I mean, who knows how much money he signed up for? I don't think that was in the data leak, but they're
Mm-hmm.
still like competing, and I think the competition's good. I think the competition's good right now. I still catch Tim the Tatman streams on YouTube. He broke some records like right away when he first started streaming. He even beat like some of Doctor Disrespect's records, which are pretty cool to see. But the fact that
Yeah.
a lot of the names I'm naming off right now are now on YouTube instead of Twitch kind of makes you think about, all right, what's Twitch gonna change? What are they gonna do? Because as of now, I mean, obviously we're making a joke of the whole Twitter thing with the red flags. Like, what's a red flag for you? But I mean, a lot of red flags showing over on Twitch right now, and you hear it every day. You hear random streamers getting banned because they showed too much skin,
Mm-hmm.
where on the other hand you have like Amaranth, who is literally up there in like a
Yeah.
bikini, and I mean she's gotten a couple bans too. I think she's been banned like 5 times. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But the inconsistency in there is scary. The how people getting banned and then they just keep coming back, that's kind of weird too. I mean, you see that a lot with
Mm-hmm.
XQC. He got banned a couple different times, and he's making the second most on Twitch according to that list that was leaked. So I don't know. It's pretty insane that this whole Twitch hack, the whole leak, everything is just kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. And I actually, I mean, you would realize this too, but for me, it kind of is like a parallel with being a music artist too. You know,
Yep.
the top artists are gonna make so much money, and then it's just gonna fall down a cliff because people aren't streaming those guys as much, like the smaller guys, and they have to do more than one thing. You can't just put out music anymore. Like streamers, they can't just get on and stream. They have to do other stuff. Like a lot of them have
Oh yeah.
Patreons or
YouTube content.
their Discords, YouTube content, like the little join thing on YouTube. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you have to do so much more than just one thing, sadly now. And yeah, like I'm starting to get into streaming and I'm trying to get better and better at it, but it's like I'm starting over like from where I was with music because I have to build it up
Yeah.
again and do so many just streaming. And yeah, I mean it's crazy because we were talking about it too about maybe for me trying to start with YouTube
Yep.
streaming,
Yeah, we talked about it for a
and I
minute.
did it. Yeah, and I did that for a while, and it was cool. I mean, I like doing it on YouTube, but it's just they're not a streaming platform, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Like so, their eggs aren't all in that basket.
Yeah.
So sometimes when it's like that, it's not as good of a product. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like even I don't know, do you get live notifications
Yeah,
on
YouTube
YouTube?
is still crazy. I think they're still trying to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah.
Cause with YouTube, like if you're watching this live right now, we have a couple viewers. If you're watching this live right now, like it showed up on your feed, right? Like,
Hmm.
but you just were on YouTube, on regular YouTube, your YouTube home, and
Exactly.
just one of the videos said live, and you just clicked on it.
Hmm.
I think YouTube might have to get to the point where I mean they have a whole YouTube gaming division now. So they have to get to the point where they make like their own site to like officially compete with Twitch. And like this is YouTube gaming
Mm.
and this is the only thing is that that might like conflict with some of their other streamers. Like I follow this rapper who does a lot of like other influencer content. He on YouTube and he does lives. So he'll do like a 2 hour live a week, and then he like clips it down and does like different videos throughout the week. of like what he talked about in those 2 hours. So where does he fit into that, right? Like, and then he does a lot of music stuff. He'll do music production. He'll do like I think he calls it like Critique Fridays or something like that, where people submit music and he reviews it live. And like that type of stuff is really cool to see. It's cool to see live on YouTube, and then you can watch
Mm-hmm.
the full video later. But that's not necessarily gaming. And right now, the like official title of the streaming service is YouTube Gaming. So it might get a little wonky there if they try to actually like pull it apart and do something different, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's even like starting from scratch. Like here's youtube.com, here's the YouTube app, and here's the YouTube Gaming app. Here's youtubegaming.com. And this is
Mm-hmm.
where you go to basically have another experience like Twitch but different. So
Right.
I think they don't want to be a Twitch clone right now, obviously, because YouTube, they do their thing. They're really good at what they do, but they've kind of started biting off at Twitch and the streamers over there. And I mean, it's owned by Google, so there's gonna be competition there because Twitch is owned by Amazon, right? So there's always gonna be that contention there, especially with like the background, like infrastructure. Like I work in tech, and seeing this Twitch hack, the fact that Twitch hack happened, the Twitch servers are in AWS, the Amazon cloud. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of scary when you're thinking like corporate wise. Like if you're a business that pays Amazon millions of dollars a year to hold your content or for you to host your services with them, and they get hacked, I mean that's gonna look bad for you regardless.
Wow.
So
I didn't even think
yeah,
about
that's at
that.
the parent level, right? So then you're looking at Google, and I mean, I've so far have not heard of a Google hack, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they have their own infrastructure. You can run your whole business on Google as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's just a lot of stuff happening there, and especially with Twitch just being under fire the last few months, really. With like, I
Yeah.
mean, they had the DMCA issues, right? Like, I'm sure you ran into a lot of that doing music.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm scared to even, play stuff sometimes. I like playing my homies tracks like every stream, and I'm just scared that I'm gonna get hit with a strike or something for playing
Yeah,
music. I mean,
for
it's
like a random
it's like
remix or something.
yeah, yeah, like 1950s mentality of the artist, only the artist can play their
Yeah,
stuff, but then it's like it's not even owned by the artist, like the label
yeah,
owns it
exactly.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, and
So it's just a
yeah,
mess.
like that whole thing happened with Twitch, DMC, but that happened on YouTube as well. I just think it was a bigger deal
Mm.
on Twitch because they just mishandled it. YouTube at least would like. I remember, I think I put a video up, and it was like there's like a short 30-second clip where I was outdoors and there's music playing in the background, and all YouTube did was, "Hey, we've just muted this section of your video." I was like,
Yeah,
"All right, screw it." But
yeah,
over here, Twitch will just take down your video and give you a warning, and if you're not a big
yeah,
streamer, it's three strikes and you're out on Twitch, and you get hit with
yeah,
a strike, and there's like, oh dang, like I didn't even know that's what I did. So many streamers had to go back through all their old vlogs and start deleting stuff because they were getting hit with strikes left and right, and like really like good content that was there had to be deleted just because
yeah,
people didn't know. Like I have this list of 200 videos that I don't have time to go through and see if I have music on there is not supposed to be there. I'm just gonna have to delete it all. So yeah, it's a lot of content lost. And
hmm,
then obviously with the streamers leaving for YouTube, leaving Twitch, and all that. So I don't know, man. It's rough out there right now for Twitch, but at the same time, I mean, if you're looking for someone streaming gaming, you're still gonna go to Twitch. As of now, it's
exactly.
the place to go. I wouldn't say they
Hmm.
necessarily have a monopoly on it now. Like people are slowly chomping at the bit, but I mean, I think right now still, if you want to stream gaming, Twitch is the way to go. YouTube
Yeah,
definitely. You want to post videos, you want to create a YouTube channel in that sense. Even if you really want to stream, you can go YouTube. But if the majority of people I know, when they go to watch someone stream a game, they don't think of YouTube right away. They still think of Twitch. So they still have a handle on
yeah,
that. It might still be even like a couple years before we see some true competitors with Twitch.
I'll be ready. I'm down to move.
Just jump shit. Just go for it real
Yeah,
quick.
they ain't paying me.
That's true. That's true. So yeah. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to touch on Twitch. Um, Obviously it's a good platform that we can stream on, but at the same time, it's not without its flaws or red flags. Um,
Yeah, competition is always
oh
good
yeah,
though. So as many people that can start them up and try and take them out, it'll just make them better in the end.
true,
So I'm here for
true.
it.
I wanted to talk about Super Smash Bros. For a bit. So the very last hero to be added to Super Smash Bros. Is Sora, and I was super excited about this. Obviously, I don't know if you can see right here. I have the
Hey,
Keyblade. uh,
that's
yeah, dude.
awesome.
My son hits us with it all the time, so that's why it's in my room right now. But yeah, dude. Like Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, a lot of people got started really into gaming and really into that RPG style, right? With Kingdom Hearts, and I know it was one of my introductions before I even played Final Fantasy. I played Kingdom Hearts, and I remember going through Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. They're doing the remakes now, and it's gonna come out on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm super excited for that. And I even started playing just like YouTube clips or like playthroughs on in
Hmm.
the living room. I just put it on YouTube and I do the playthroughs, and Toby's just sitting there watching, right? Because it's Disney too, so he's gonna be watching. He's gonna be paying attention to it, and he enjoys it. He enjoys the Disney stuff already. He knows who Mickey is, who Donald is, who Goofy is. So he's actually like getting into it, and it's fun to see. It's fun to again, kind of like what we were talking about with Rocket League. With Kingdom Hearts, I'm able to kind of share my passion for gaming with him. Like, I'll go and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna turn on the TV. What do you want to watch?" And he'll say games. I want to watch games, and I know that's what he means. He wants to watch some Kingdom Hearts. So that's really fun to see. And then, um, everyone that's watched any of our videos knows I'm a big Super Smash Brothers fan. So seeing that Sora's gonna be in there is amazing. I do know quite a few people. I have a lot of friends who wanted to see Master Chief in Super Smash Bros. I
Hmm.
still don't know how that would have worked. I mean, they made it work with Snake, so I guess it could have worked.
True.
But at the same time, like I'm not mad at all that Sora's there. Um,
Yeah. I wonder if the Master Chief thing would be like a conflict with Bungie and 343, maybe
ah,
because they split
that's
and
interesting. Yeah,
they both have rights to it, I guess. Maybe that could be part of
I
it.
guess because it was created originally by Bungie.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm sure Microsoft
And
just
they
owns it though, like outright.
yeah, they maybe do. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, I definitely like we're trying to get a Switch in a couple months,
Okay.
so I definitely want to play Smash Brothers. I didn't even know Kingdom Hearts was doing a remake. I
Yep.
mean, I might even try that out. I was never really into Kingdom Hearts, but I've found my tastes have changed as I've grown up.
Yeah.
So it might be something I'd be really into now. So definitely keep
Yeah.
me posted on that.
Again, that's something you can play with your daughter, with Bella. Like
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun to just watch sometimes. But yeah, the I mean, right now the Switch. I mean, the Switch is doing really well. The especially with the new OLED version. I know I posted a video a while back about uh the Switch having competition with the new Stream Deck or the
Mm.
Steam Deck that's coming out.
Oh, I was gonna say.
It's called the Valve Steam Deck. I always confuse that with Stream Deck.
Oh,
But it's basically a handheld computer. You can play your entire Steam library on it. But
what?
yeah, dude, yeah, it's insane. You should check out that video. We got a
Yeah.
lot of feedback on it, a lot of comments, a lot of views. But yeah, it that we're comparing it, but at the same time, I mean, Nintendo fans are gonna flock to the Switch, to whatever Nintendo comes out with, really. The new
Mm.
OLED sounds cool, but I mean, we have the regular Switch and we love it, dude. Like it's really fun. It's I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite lately,
Mm.
especially with the twins. So we got twin girls here. They're 10 weeks old now, so it I find very few moments to play video games. So being able to just pick up the Switch and do like a quick 10-minute match of Pokemon Unite is actually pretty fun. So I like doing that, and that's a free game. Like people still don't understand
What?
that Pokemon Unite is free. It's the first Pokemon MOBA. I've talked about it before. I really like the game. Um,
Wow.
the only thing with it is, which they've worked on. The issue with it is that they keep or they have like held items in game that you can purchase or you can pay money to upgrade them faster than you would free. So there's a bunch of
Mm,
people that are like maxed out on their stats already that you'll play against. But honestly, like I've gotten up to the master level pretty quickly and I haven't paid a single cent. So it's not that hard to like to play it without uh it it's called pay to play. So it's not that
yeah.
hard to just do it for free. You don't really have to pay to play, but definitely if you throw in a couple bucks at the beginning, it lets you get started really quickly and kind of smash on other people that are starting at the same time as you. And Pokemon Unite is
Yeah.
also available on mobile, so I don't think it's crossplay. So if you're on the Switch, you'll play against other Switch players. But this dude's downloading right now. But yeah,
Yep.
dude, it's really fun. And as an introduction to the MOBA genre, super easy, right? Like super easy as an introduction. They fixed a lot of the pay to play issues that they had, so they've kind of brought that down a little bit. They dialed it back just because people were complaining right away, and you saw right away, like you started playing a game and you knew, oh, that guy on the other team, he definitely paid to win because he's just one shotting me every time. So
Yep.
yeah, definitely Pokemon Unite I've been playing a lot and it's been great for the Nintendo Switch. We also had the Mario Home Circuit, which our friends bought us, and I mean that thing's it's really cool. The augmented reality on that. It's you have an actual car that you like place, and then you place like little gates around your house or around your room or whatever, and it creates the racetrack. And on your Switch, you can actually see it. The car has a camera on top, so you actually see it, and you can drive around the track. So like the
Jeez.
track is created in your space. So the augmented reality on that is really cool. So I mean, they're still doing really cool stuff, right? With all of it, like Nintendo's always been really good at that. So again with Kingdom Hearts, excited for it for the remake, and Sora being added to Super Smash Bros. I think was just kind of perfect way to end it because Sora's officially the last character to be added to
Wow.
Super Smash Brothers. What's he called? Super Smash Brothers for the Switch. So
Wow.
it's kind of sad to not be able to like try and guess other characters that are gonna be on there. Like the one that I was really hoping for was Bomberman because I'm a big Bomberman fan.
Mm.
I have Bomberman
Hmm.
for Switch also. It's really fun. But uh, it looks like they couldn't get Bomberman in there, and I know a lot of people were complaining also about Sora, just because it's kind of another like sword character, even though the Keyblade's not
Yeah.
necessarily a sword. But even then, I have fun playing Smash. Have you actually played? Oh, what was that other game? It's like Nickelodeon Brawl or something. It's
What?
basically just ripped off Smash Brothers, and it's it has the same thing, right? It has the like percentages,
Hmm.
where like you get hit, and if you get hit at a certain percentage, you go flying off screen. Yeah, it's called
What do they got, the Rugrats on there or something?
Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl, and it's like on all consoles.
What?
Yeah, dude, and it legit has like you can be SpongeBob, you can be uh what's his name from the Wild Thornberries, the dad. It
Oh
has Ren
yeah.
and Stimpy, like it has all these
What?
characters. Yeah, Invader Zim.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, All Star Brawl. All Star Brawl is
Oh.
definitely. I think uh I'll probably recommend it later again, but All Star Brawl is one that if you're not into Smash Brothers, probably don't get All Star Brawl because it feels very much like it, but it
Mm.
looks really fun. That one actually that game actually looks really fun. Instead of the whole like dodging mechanic that we have in Smash Brothers, they have
Hmm.
like a floating mechanics. You like sprint, so it's very fast paced, kind of like Super Smash Brothers Melee was. So
Yeah.
if you know Melee is probably
Hmm.
the fastest paced Super Smash Brothers ever. It's back to that where like you're sprinting across the screen and you like hit, come back, and then you go at them again. So I was just watching people play it online. I was like, man, I probably need to get this game so we can play it because it
I
looks really
probably
fun.
will
It
get
looks
it.
really good.
Yeah.
So
You think would you say, I mean, everyone's always going to say the old one is better, but would you say the Switch is their best console ever?
uh I don't know.
Like, do
It's
you play
hard.
this?
It's hard. I guess I'm super nostalgic for the
Yeah,
N64.
of course. Yeah, of course.
Um, and especially because if you purchase the membership, the Nintendo membership, they're
Hmm.
now releasing a bunch of N64 games as like an emulator on the Switch, so you can play N64 games on the Switch. So like I
Damn.
was thinking about it, I was like, oh man, I can play GoldenEye, I can play Donkey Kong
Yeah.
64,
Donkey
the
Kong. Yeah.
original Smash Bros. Like all these games are gonna be available again. So I'm super excited for that. So I guess I mean I would say the Switch is probably yeah. I think it's the Switch is kind of the culmination of everything they've done, right?
Hmm.
Because you have the handheld aspect to it, right?
Hmm.
A lot like the Game Boy Advance used to have back in the day. So you have that Game Boy ish style of game because this is still not like a block. It's
Yeah.
this big or more like the Advance. Um, and obviously they went from that to the DS. So you see a lot of that in it, how it works as a touchscreen. But at the same time, you see elements of the Wii with the Joy Cons that come off, and you can still play with them. And I guess some elements of the Wii U. I think the Wii U is probably their worst, their worst one, which is unfortunate. I actually have a Wii U,
Yeah,
and
we did
like
too.
I was at the mall the other day, and I walked in, and all their Wii U games are on sale. I think I bought the Pokken Tournament for like $3.
Oh,
And
wow.
I remember when that came out, it was like $60, and everyone
Yeah.
was like trying to get it because it was like the first Pokemon fighting game, and it was a big deal. But I thought it was hilarious, and yeah, like I'll go in there and I'll still buy them because I have the Wii U with 4 remotes. I think we have like 6 remotes actually. I have the Pro remote for it too, so I'm not mad because I mean Toby loves playing the Wii U. He'll
Yeah.
go in there. He's like, hey, let's play Sonic, and I'll just put on Sonic like 3D World or Sonic was it like Transform or something. And the Mario Party games for it were really fun too.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think it was just I think it was a lot to have like the tablet with people didn't know what it was. Is it a console like a GameCube or is it a
Hmm.
tablet? How do I play with this? Do I
Hmm.
just like take it with me everywhere? And even though it's like portable, it still had to be within a certain distance of the console. So it
Yeah.
wasn't really portable, it was just portable around your house. So I think the natural next step from that was the Switch, where like the entire console is in this device, and if you want to dock it, you can, and now the Joy Cons come off, and you can play with them. So for the most part, I've actually used the Switch as a just a handheld device. Um,
Hmm.
I think only really when friends come over to play, like if we're gonna play like Overcooked or something like that, something silly, I'll actually like play on the TV. I mean, my recommendation, especially if you're on a budget, is just to get the Switch Lite. So our really close friends, they have both. They have the Switch Pro and the Switch Lite because they like playing a lot of games together. Like you can play like Fortnite and Apex and all that on them, and it runs them really well. It runs those games super well. The
Damn.
only problem is the storage on them. You got to buy the additional storage, the cards, so you can put them in, so you can have more games on there. But other than that, I mean, it runs the game super smooth. So if
Damn.
you're on a budget, definitely I would recommend just getting the light one, which doesn't dock, so you can't play it on the TV. But if your aim is
Oh.
more to play with like family, play at home on a TV, like get those types of games like Mario Party, Overcooked, and all that, then definitely just get the regular Switch. I don't think the OLED version is gonna be worth it, just because I don't really see a lot of games on Switch with like crazy good graphics
Right?
yet,
Yeah.
right? I'm saying yet because I'm actually going to talk about another game here in a few, but there's very few games on there that really deserve that high quality of a screen. But I mean, the games on it, yeah, they run super smooth. The Switch is by far like kind of the culmination of everything. And again, if you're paying for the subscription with Nintendo, you get all those games for free that you can play in the background on
Hmm.
the emulator for all the old games too. I think they just released all the like Street Fighter games on it too. I've been playing Street Fighter 1 through 4,
Sheesh.
so yeah, those are
Wow.
pretty fun. Uh, so
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't wait to get it
yeah,
for sure.
getting a Switch is definitely worth it just because I think it's gonna be around for a while still. I don't think Nintendo is working on a new console just yet. Because they're not ever really in competition with PlayStation and Xbox. They've always been like
Hmm.
I think they haven't been in competition with them ever since the GameCube. I think that was the last true like
Yeah.
console war with between the three of them. Ever since then, Nintendo's just kind of been doing their own thing, and they've been doing it well. So yeah,
Yeah, they made their own lane.
yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, the Nintendo game that I wanted to talk about right now, that's I just find amazing is Metroid Dread. So the new
Mm.
Metroid game. We announced it when it was first announced at Nintendo's what was it called? Whatever their show's called.
Yeah,
They
I forget
they
it. Yeah.
they announced it, and I was super excited for it because it finally feels like a true successor to the original Metroid games.
Hmm.
Because I mean, if you played Metroid Prime and all those games, it's really cool. It's kind of like a first person view, and you can like turn into the ball, and I love Metroid Prime. I remember playing Metroid Prime on the GameCube and the subsequent games, and it was always really fun. But I kind of missed that old style Metroid that created the whole Metroidvania genre. Really,
Hmm.
like I've talked about Hollow Knight on this channel before, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. And it's a Metroidvania game, and heavily influenced by Metroid. And I now think like Metroid Dread. It could be because it's new, but it's up there probably with the best Metroidvania games of all time. And it's just so good in how it plays. They added like the new mechanics that they added, the new powers that they added. The suits look so cool, and it feels like the game that we should have gotten like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been watching the gameplay videos and like the trailers and stuff, and yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
Like I want it so bad, and yeah, I wasn't as big of a fan of the Prime ones. I mean, they were definitely cool,
yeah,
but yeah, the original is just it's hard to beat that.
yeah,
It's hard to beat that. So yeah, I'm glad they're coming out with it now, especially because I mean, like we were talking about the Wii U, it might have been a little weird if they had tried to put it on there.
yeah.
So I'm glad that it's coming out on the Switch. That should be a great spot for it. And yeah, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's only on the Switch. You can only get it on the Nintendo Switch right now.
Hmm.
So, um, I I can see it possibly coming out on the other consoles eventually, but I don't
Mm.
think Nintendo will ever really let that go. I mean, it's
Yeah.
people are gonna get the Switch now just for this game. Like I think it's out there with probably best game of the year. Like it's gonna
Wow.
compete for best game of the year hands down. So
Wow.
it's yeah, great game. And I know it's funny because that genre game at the very beginning you always start off with like you don't have all your powers and you have to like slowly build up your powers and play through and like you go through the map and then once you get a new power you go back and go through the same part of the map and that's kind of how
Hmm.
that type of game works, right? And I think they did a really good job at not just making it feel like another Metroidvania game. Like the reason Samus loses all of her powers actually kind of makes sense in this game, and the
Hmm.
story unfolds really well. And I mean, you can do a quick playthrough of the whole game, and I think I beat it at like 80% pretty quickly, and I mean quickly it was like hours, but um beat it at 80%. It was fun, but the real the real fun about this game is going back and trying to get every power up, beat it 100%, beat every boss, and it has a lot of replayability. I think that's what's really important about it, because uh it's not like your typical one player game that you'll just play through and you're done. And like it, as a Metroidvania game, it works really well in understanding its genre, but still pushing it to the brink of its genre and being something different. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's probably game of the year for me. Um, it's really fun, and this is the game that I think is actually pushing the graphics of Switch to like its limit.
Mm,
This is really well. So
yeah.
if you do end up getting the OLED Switch, the new one, the Pro, uh, you definitely have to get this game for it, because it's definitely next level. It's really cool.
Damn, you got to be a Nintendo salesman
I know,
now. You
right?
already sold me on the
I'm
Switch,
gonna go put on my
and then
Nintendo
you
shirt right
upsold
now.
me to the OLED.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So that wraps it up for Nintendo. So they're doing really well, and I'm excited to see what they come out with. Especially now we're in October, so we're gonna start hearing about new games, all the new stuff that comes out around the holidays. So
Hmm.
we're gonna keep an eye on all that for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad Nintendo's doing well too, because I mean, for a while they were kind of like the butt of the joke, pretty
Especially with the
much.
Wii U.
For like,
I just
yeah, the Wii
I
U just
think
got
I think
wrecked.
you introduced me to the Wii U, actually.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Wii U. I was like, you mean the Wii? I was like, no, 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 it's a Wii U. It's different. And like, I never understood until I got it. Oh, this is a different console.
Hmm.
So yeah, it
Yeah.
was that whole
Yeah,
thing
I don't
was,
know why they called it the Wii. It wasn't a Wii at
yeah,
all.
it was so different.
I mean, they still had the
Well, so
nunchucks, I
you could
guess,
use the
but
original Wii nunchucks, and you can
yeah,
play the original Wii games on it. So I think
that's
that's why
true.
they kind of went in that direction. But I think that was trying to do too much with Xbox and PlayStation were doing, where
Hmm.
you had the compatibility with like previous games, and I think they kind of tried to do that, and it wasn't for them. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're back,
Yep.
and I love
Yep.
it.
They're doing great. Uh, last I want to talk about a game that we were playing in. It is not the beta. What was it called?
The test
The test
preview, I
flight.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, test
test flight
flight.
for Halo Infinite. So, uh,
Oh yeah.
I used to play a lot of Halo back in the day. I had the original Xbox. I played the first Halo, and I just fell in love with the genre. Halo was actually the first person shooter. No, no, no. GoldenEye was the first person shooter. So Halo would have been the second that I really got into. But it was Halo 2 was definitely the first online
Hmm.
shooter that I played,
Yep.
and so I fell in love with the Halo series. Then I've played every Halo game until now, at least the campaign. I've gone through and played every single one, and I mean I still love them. I still Halo ODST is still one of my favorites. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, dude. ODST, I just, oh man, especially that ending where at the very end you see Master Chief, and you're like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
that was a Halo Reach, right? But it was a lot of
Hmm.
similar stuff there. So I love all those Halo games. I still get kind of confused with the later Halo games, and I do not play
Yeah.
Halo Wars. I do not play Halo Wars.
Nah. Nah.
But even then, just seeing all these Halo games come, I don't know if this is like the last Halo game. It's just Halo Infinite, and what Microsoft has said about Halo Infinite is like this is the definitive Halo game. So this is the game that they're just gonna keep making updates to this game and push this game through to the end. And we've already heard a lot of great stuff about Halo up until this point. We heard that Halo multiplayer is gonna be free, so you don't have to purchase the game to actually play the multiplayer. Um, we've heard bad things about it too. We've heard how their leveling system for their battle passes, you're gonna have to complete certain tasks in order to get them. You don't just level up by playing and getting XP points. You have to
Hmm.
actually do certain things like get these amount of kills with the needler, or do this with a shotgun. Like you have to do all that, and people were kind of complaining about that. But on the other hand, again, I'm just like pro con. they said that the battle pass doesn't expire, unlike pretty much any other game.
Oh,
So you can actually play previous battle passes and play through and get all the stuff from the battle pass. Um, but then I actually heard today, I guess it leaked the battle pass rewards for the first season of Halo Infinite, and it and you know how a lot of games, especially like Fortnite, even Apex, you have a battle pass that you pay for, and
mm-hmm.
but there's one that's free, right? And you can still get skins and stuff from the free one. You don't have to pay for it, right? It's just
Mm-hmm.
some stuff is locked out. Um, Halo's free battle pass, uh, for more than half of it, you don't receive anything except for tokens.
Damn.
Anything. Like I think I saw like two skins in there, like near the end of the battle pass.
Uh,
So like, man, this that's crazy that they're. But at the same time, like Halo, the multiplayer is free. Like, how much can you really complain? So I don't know. A lot of people keep going back and forth on it, but I want to talk about the actual gameplay, which is what we were playing right the last 2 weekends. So,
oh
what
yeah.
were your initial thoughts on Halo Infinite? What do you think from the gameplay itself?
Well, I will say, like you were saying, I am a Halo stan myself. So, I'm always going to be biased to Halo games. I love them. The gameplay was honestly, to me, it was amazing. You know, I was expecting, like kind of same old from them,
Yeah,
just because it's been so long. But they the gameplay was very smooth, very like I actually got kills. Like I could actually run
yeah,
around and actually hit people, and I actually could just jump on without, having a ton of practice. And yeah, I think it looks great too. I think it's just going to be I think it'll be one of the best Halo games, I feel like.
yeah. I I actually think it's gonna be the best Halo game, and this is
Yeah.
why it feels so fast paced compared to other Halo multiplayer games. I think it's gonna be the best Halo multiplayer we've gotten since Halo 3. Um,
Mm,
and
damn.
because it's just bringing back maps. Like Halo Infinite is bringing back. It's just grabbing all the best from the previous Halo games and putting them into one. And I know a lot of people had issues with a few things. Like some of the guns weren't like it's really weird to see recoil and bloom in a Halo game, and people were
Hmm.
complaining. It's like they're just trying to be like Call of Duty now, and I was like, I've played those games long enough to see where having recoil and bloom in a game isn't bad for it.
Hmm.
The aim assist on it was high. I feel like I
Yeah.
was like someone would come at me with an assault rifle and just I was dead in like 2 seconds. I was like, what the heck? And then I turn around and I shoot them and I register like 2 hits on the full
Yeah.
clip. And man, that was crazy. But I think they're still trying to figure out those kinks, right? I think they're trying to figure out the perfect balance between aim assist and bloom and recoil, and because this is a mouse and keyboard game too, and the whole idea is that we're going to be playing with people that are playing on their computers as well, so there needs to be a balance there. Actually, I think during the flight there was some crossplay going on. I remember, I think before we were playing, John, I jumped onto a squad, and one of the guys mentioned, "Oh yeah, I'm playing on mouse and keyboard right now." So I was like, "Oh, that's
Huh.
interesting." And but of course, this dude just he was luckily he was on my team because this dude just decimated the other team. He was
Yeah.
just killing them. So I was like, "Oh man." Well, luckily he was playing with us. But yeah, it was really interesting to see. I played a couple matches also with another homie called he has a YouTube channel called Matified Gaming, which is only about Halo. So definitely check him
Oh
out.
wow.
He has some really cool content up there. He has a really cool video called Halo Saved My Life. That's if you're a gamer, you just need to watch that video. It's so cool. But yeah, and I was playing a couple games with him, and I mean we were having fun. I think the how you like squat up and everything was really fun. How easy it was to find your friends and get on the same team and start playing, and the in-game chat was a little wonky. It wasn't working perfectly for us every time. Um, but even then, I think we just had a lot of fun. Like call outs and everything were really good. A lot of fun moments with the grapple. I think I
Yeah.
saw a lot of funny clips online too. People just trying to do crazy stuff with the grapple and like hooking everything they could, and just everyone's like, "Look at me, I'm Spider-Man." But yeah, it's just I think there's gonna be a lot of opportunity with Halo Infinite now to make content. So I think it's gonna
Mhm.
be a really good game for content creators. And I know the previous Halos haven't really been all that. Like I think if you look up the Master Chief Collection on Twitch, only a few thousand people watching.
Right.
And yeah, I at the same time,
Which is
yeah,
interesting.
it's really interesting because I think people are getting tired of the same type of Halo multiplayer, right?
Right.
Because we all grew
Mhm.
up with it, right? Like
Mhm.
Fortnite, Apex, and even like the new Call of Duty's Warzone and all that. Like they're introducing new mechanics, and a lot of times Halo has kind of stuck to the same. And of course, they've introduced new modes and everything, but I think people just kind of still see Halo as Halo. And it's like, it's nothing
Mhm.
more. I think Halo Infinite might be able to break that their track record, and hopefully have more people outside of the Halo community come and play that game. Um,
Yeah.
Especially with it, I think it's gonna launch with Game Pass, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it
so
is.
if it's gonna be on Game Pass, like might as well get it. So everyone on Xbox is gonna be playing it. But I think we
Right.
need to get more of the PC people playing it. We need to get more streamers playing it. I think the
Mhm.
more streamers we see on there, the better. Uh, so yeah, I'm after playing the demo, I'm excited for it. It's still, you can tell it's in development. You can
Yeah.
tell like the whole ragdoll mechanics in it sometimes. Like I think there was one clip where I took out like three people from the other team, and then I got like stuck in the wall and I couldn't get out, and then
Oh,
and
wow.
then I got full clipped. But they're still figuring that out. There's a lot of weird stuff happening with the vehicles still, and
Yeah.
and I think the most important thing is just figuring out the balance with the guns. But once they get that down, I think they have their hands on something really good that's gonna be around for a really long time. Um, I don't know if you've watched, if you keep up with any of like Halo news, but the recent, I think Halo 5, Halo 4, Halo 5, they came out with like new skins, and
Mm.
the skins look crazy. So in
Hmm.
my head, I'm like, if they're coming out with these skins for the previous Halo games, I can only imagine what they're gonna do for Infinite.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of, especially like people that have been playing Apex and stuff, they might jump to Infinite for a while. And they're kind of over the
Yeah.
whole BR, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say I think the only thing I had an issue with, like a couple of the guns were just weird. Like they seemed like they should be more powerful than they
Like the battle
were.
rifle.
Yeah, like especially like the battle rifle, like that's the one I used all the time, of
Hmm.
course, and anyone down with that.
Yeah, I think the problem with that a lot was also the added recoil and bloom.
Mm,
Because I used to use the plasma pistol a lot in combination
yeah.
with the assault rifle. That was my go-to,
Hmm.
and that combo doesn't work like that the same way anymore. Like I would shoot the plasma pistol, and I don't know if it was faster or slower than it was before, but it wasn't the same. I was like,
Hmm.
how do I keep missing these guys? And and then I would go at them with the assault rifle. And again, I need to get used to the recoil on that now, because you just shoot it and you like go straight up.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely had to get used to that type of recoil in a Halo game. But I think once you stop thinking of it as a typical Halo game and think of it as a new shooter, I think it's really easy to get into and start having fun, especially with all the game modes that they had, right? It wasn't just Slayer. Like I played some of the other modes where what was the game mode called where you had like A, B, and C, and you had to like hold the
Oh,
hill for as long as you could, and
King of the Hill.
is it King of the Hill? Yeah,
I think that should be
yeah,
it.
and then
Because there was King of the Hill and Capture the Flag,
I
and then
hated
like big
Capture the
team battle.
Flag. I'll say that I
Really?
didn't like it, man. I hate. I
Hmm.
think I just don't like Capture the Flag modes in general. I I used to play a lot of Overwatch, and I hated Capture the Flag in Overwatch. And I played Halo before and Capture the Flag on it, and man, I still can't get into it. I still can't.
Hmm.
So that
Interesting.
every time I would like put up a new game and then we'd be playing Capture the Flag, I'm already like in like I'm already negative in a bad mood. It's like, oh, this is gonna suck.
Ah,
But
damn. I love Capture the
give me
Flag.
Slayer or give me that King of the Hill mode. I really
Yeah.
like. I think it's because, especially me, I'm definitely not as good at Halo as I used to be, and I felt
Yeah.
that. Like I was like, man, I'm getting old. These people, like these kids, are just like killing me like crazy. And I think with that mode, it's more about awareness and strategy and really talking to your team. So
Hmm.
and I really like strategy games. I play a lot of those games online on PC. So I felt like that game mode was really more catered to me and I really like that. And Slayer, I mean Slayer's just OG. It's fun. Just try to get as
Yeah.
many kills as possible before the other team does. It's
Yeah.
all like kamikaze just into the other squad. So yeah, so that was the only thing for me. Or actually, there was one other big thing for me that I didn't quite like. I think the user interface was really weird, like the menus and stuff. Like it took
Yeah.
me so long to figure out where to go to change my character, to change their like colors and stuff.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, like I was playing and I saw the homie Matified. He had a different skin. I was like, "Hold up, you can do that?" And he just explained it real quick. I was like, "Oh, that's where you go." But it was not
Wow.
intuitive at all. So that's a
Yeah.
problem. I think that's a problem with UI. Obviously, after playing it for a while, you'll figure it out. Um,
Yeah.
but but honestly,
Yeah.
like that's a very small. I'm just nitpicking at that point because I'm sure if you were brand new to like Fortnite and you jumped into Fortnite now, with how complicated the menu is now, there's so many things happening on the Fortnite like screen now that or like the main menu before you go into a game. It's really
Mhm.
complicated now. But I've been playing the game since the beginning, so I understand what everything is and what it's showing me. So maybe it's just kind of going along those lines. Like over time, I'll just understand the Halo UI. It'll make sense to me. I think the interface while you're actually in game is really good. While you're in a
Mhm.
match, I mean, you still have your little radar and everything, the map. I really hope they don't have that radar in competitive mode
Hmm.
because I
Interesting.
feel like for competitive games, you really need to, or you should be relying more on your awareness of the map. So your map awareness, listening, and I mean the audio design on it is really good. Someone's running behind you, you actually hear them coming up behind you. So
Mhm.
the audio is really good. So I think that's going back towards like games like Valorant or even like Counter Strike, where those competitive games are so good because of like how talented and strategic those pro players are. So I kind of want to see the radar removed for competitive, just because if someone shoots someone like far right, I don't need a map to show me this is where they
Hmm.
shot him. Like if you're
Yeah.
that good, you should be able to be like, hey, they're over there. They're on like site B or site A or whatever. So that I really hope that when they release competitive, which they are releasing, they announced they're releasing a competitive mode for you to go through. So I hope that it doesn't have that radar. But other than that, I'm really happy with the game. The demo felt really good. Like for being for being a test flight, it did really well. And
Yeah.
the first weekend was really good. and it was a lot of people that were fans that like signed up, went out of their way to be part of it. But the second weekend was open to all users. Like really, anyone could jump on and try out the game and give their feedback on it. So I think the second week was even more fun, just because you're
Yeah.
having a bunch of people that are just like, oh, I'll try it out. Uh, the first week you have fans. The second week you
Yeah.
have gamers, right? They're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll try out the game just because it's a game to try out. So yeah, it was really fun. And the last thing I'll say about Halo is I keep seeing this online. A lot of people are giving Halo hate for not coming out with a battle royale right away, and even like Doctor Disrespect on YouTube, he's saying that Halo Infinite is gonna flop if it doesn't come out with a battle royale. I
No,
was like,
what?
man, I really don't think it will. I don't think it'll come out
Hmm.
with a battle royale. I don't think it needs to. If it does, I think it'll
No.
be successful. I think it'll be good. Um, Obviously they already have all the vehicles and everything, and as a fan of Halo I would find it fun, but I don't think they need
Hmm.
it. I think they've created their own type of multiplayer game that people enjoy, and it should be fun to not only play but watch as well, to watch people stream.
Yeah, I think a battle royale mode honestly would probably be their lowest one. Like they're not
Right,
played as
right,
much
that's what I was
because
thinking.
that's not what Halo is,
Yeah,
you know?
like I'm just man, I'm just imagining some of like the bigger maps, and you're in a battle royale and you have like five warthogs flying around, and then you have the stupid banshees in the air, and you're trying
Yeah,
to shoot.
that'd be
Like, it's
insane.
gonna be insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Warzone can get that insane sometimes. Obviously in Fortnite you have everyone like building super close together. I don't
Mm.
know how that would feel for Halo, like especially when you're talking about battle royale. I don't think Halo isn't made for combat that close.
Right.
Halo's meant to be like medium range to long range combat. Unless you
Mm.
have a sword, then you just run away from whoever has the stupid sword or the hammer. But especially because they have the ninja move, right? Where you just come up behind someone and you hit them and they're dead.
Yep. And yeah.
So I think if you're talking about close quarters combat, like Apex Legends has super good close quarters combat. Like shotguns, open doors, move around, shoot through the window, like all this stuff that you can do, and you can really like try to outplay someone. In Halo, I feel like it's meant more to be medium range game, and that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people like to play up close and personal, and they just charge at people, and they play really well that way. But I don't know how it would do as a battle royale personally. So we'll see. We'll see if they ever do come out with it. I'm definitely gonna play it because I think it'd be
Oh
fun.
yeah.
But is not something they need, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so either, but yeah, I would play it too. I would play whatever they come up with because I just believe in Halo that much,
Yep.
so I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So when it comes out, definitely when it comes out on the battle pass, we'll be playing it.
Oh yeah.
All right. So that wraps up our podcast for today. Thanks everyone for joining. We had a good amount of viewers today. Uh,
Let's go.
but I do want to mention, make sure to follow us on. So we're now on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. Follow us on Instagram as well. We post a bunch of news on there on Instagram specifically, gaming news. And if you were following us on Instagram, we would have posted up there when you can subscribe to be part of this Halo flight test. So definitely pay attention on there. Um, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure to follow Higher Passion too. They have all their other podcasts. I'm on the Heroes and Mutants podcast. We're coming out weekly, all your superhero needs. And we have obviously rap beats, melodies, and sports dogs, especially right now with baseball playoffs has been getting pretty good. So catch all those other podcasts, please. And as always, we're gonna end this stream with our recommendations. So I don't think I gave you a heads up on that one. We basically just recommend a game
Yeah.
for the week or until our next video. So number one recommendation for me right now is a game that I have not yet played, but I think it looks really fun, and I've seen people play it. Is the Nickelodeon Brawl game. I'm
Mm.
going back to it just because it looks really fun, and especially seeing all those Nickelodeon characters on it, and it's gotten really good reviews, right? Like that's me basing my opinion off of other reviews like IGN and Metacritic and all that. So they've all come out with really good reviews for it. Um, it looks like it was kind of a low budget game, but at the same time, it's really fun. So it's my recommendation for the week. I want to see more people playing it. I think it actually blew up a little. So I think it was a small studio that created it, but it kind of blew up more than they thought it would. So that's always fun to see. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, if more people start playing it, maybe they can release more like DLC, more characters. There's still quite a few Nickelodeon characters on there on that roster that I want to see because they didn't come out with a lot. So yeah, that's definitely the one I recommend to everyone else to play because I'm gonna start playing it myself.
There you go.
And John.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Um, so yeah, well, first off, I want to say shout out to my higher passion guys. Love you guys, miss you guys. You guys are awesome. Keep doing your thing. I think my recommendation, another one that I haven't played yet, is Back for Blood,
Oh yeah,
just because I was a
Left
huge
4
Left 4
Dead.
Dead
Yep.
fan. Yeah. So I've watched a couple of my homies playing it, and it just looks like a beefed up Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna get that and play it probably tonight even. So yeah, that's my rec.
All right, dope. All right, thanks everyone for joining us. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and GG's.